Hey, what's up people, Marco here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna plug this thing on my thumb and I wanna see if I can actually play all the things that I usually play with a thumb pick. Now, is this little thing going to make me a better guitar player? Or a bad one? Well, let's find out. Now, the thumb pick is probably one of the easiest, most straightforward tools to use. You plug it on your thumb and then you pluck the strings just like if you were holding a guitar pick. Now, because it's mounted on the thumb, then you can use the other fingers just like the finger picking technique. Now in this video I want to use it for the very first time and I want to see if there is actually a difference between plucking the strings with the thumb or with the thumb pick. The thumb pick I will be using today is the Black Mountain thumb pick. Now, to be honest with you guys, I can't really compare this thumb pick with any other thumb picks because I never used one. This is the very first thumb pick that I'm actually trying. But there are two things that I like. The first one is that this one, it really feels like a regular guitar pick. So as an electric guitar player, sometimes I use the guitar pick. I like the fact that it feels like a regular guitar pick. So I can use it just like a regular guitar pick. The second thing that I like is that the catching arm is spring loaded, and so I can put this one in different positions of the finger. It will always stay tied to the thumb. Now, before we try the thumb pick, let me just show you how I pluck the strings without the thumb pick. There are two different positions. The first one, I usually use it when I play chords. And I pluck the strings with the fleshy side of the thumb, so I don't use the fingernail. And I use this position when I play chords. I also use this position when I have to perform the thumb slap or the thumb slap and strum technique. I also change the angle and use more fingernails if I have to play something that is a little bit more technical to play. For example, something like this. So as you can see, I'm basically changing the position of the thumb so that I can strike the string directly with the fingernail. Now let's try with a bunch of chords. Let's just check the tone difference between playing with the thumb and playing with the thumb pick. I'm just gonna play a chord progression that I know pretty well, so that I don't have to worry too much about the chords. Now let's try with the thumb pick. Let's see what happens. Now, the very first thing is that I really like the volume. I mean, you can see there is so much more volume with the thumb pick, even though my timing is all over the place because it's the very first time I'm using this thing. The tone is completely different, man. Look at without. And with the thumb pick, there's way more volume. So it's definitely changing the tone quite a lot. If you really like, a brighter tone, the thumb pick is definitely worth it. Obviously, I'm not able to, kind of play the whole thing correctly, not yet, but once you get used to it, you see how beneficial it can be. Now let's try to play some scales. Now one thing that I usually do when I play scales is that I keep the thumb very close to the index finger, like this. And I do that because I like to keep the other strings muted, so it's something that I always did. Obviously, now that I have the thumb pick, it feels different to keep the thumb close to the index. So I will naturally just bring the thumb away from the strings. One thing that I like to do also is, for example, to practice with thumb and index. So let's just try with the thumb pick. We're gonna do one note with the thumb pick, one note with the index. Yeah, it feels really natural with this one. One thing that I find really helpful is that you can put the thumb pick on the thumb, but don't use it. Just use the fingers, and it really helps to get used to, mounting this thing on the thumb without really using it. It just helps with the balance. And then you can play the chord. And another thing that I like is to then use it all the time. For example, like this. Obviously, the thumb pick works really well when you play the Travis picking technique. Let's try to play something slow, like a classical piece. Now, one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is that every time you use the thumb pick, everything that you play with the thumb is super loud and bright. So I play the same thing without it. You can hear the difference right away. It does make a huge difference. I mean, listen to this. Now, obviously, in terms of strumming, it's actually a really nice tool because, it's just mounted on your thumb, so you can strum. And then switch to finger picking. especially on the acoustic guitar with the finger picking technique, is the thumb slap technique. Now, usually when I don't use the thumb pick, I would strike the string with the left side of the thumb. Now let's see with the thumb pick. Obviously now I have a little bit more stuff here. It's not bad. Well, my timing is still really bad with the thumb pick, but... And also, the tone is slightly different when I strike the string. But overall it's fine. So I finally used the thumb pick for the very first time. Do I like it? Absolutely yes, guys. I think it's a great tool, and it kind of pushes you to play things in a different way. Will I keep using the thumb pick in the future? Absolutely yes. I like to challenge myself. I like to try different things and see if I can play, some chords, some melodies with the thumb pick. Obviously, right now my timing is all over the place. I can't really control the dynamics, and so it doesn't feel comfortable to use it. However, guys, don't we need to get challenged? So if you never played the guitar with the thumb pick, I definitely recommend that you get one and just give it a try. Probably the best way to get started with the thumb pick, I feel that you just want to mount this thing on the thumb and then just don't use it. Just play with the index and middle finger without plucking with the thumb, so that you can get used to the weight and the different balance. And then once you feel ready, you can start implementing the thumb pick and start plucking the strings with the thumb. Also, thank you so much to Black Mountain for sending this thumb pick. I accepted the challenge and I tried this thing for the very first time. So, thank you so much for kind of push me into trying something different. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know if you like it, and I'll talk to you soon.